Hello everyone, welcome to my new YouTube video. This video is a continuation to my AutoHotKey tutorial video series. I hope you have watched my previous video about hot strings. In this video, we're going to learn about hotkeys in AutoHotKey. Hotkeys are keyboard shortcuts or action triggers which you can define using AutoHotKey, syntax and commands. So I'll show you an example. If I want to open some of my favorite applications, I have assigned certain AutoHotkeys or keyboard shortcuts to it by creating a script in AutoHotKey. So to launch Notepad, I press Windows key and N key, which opens up Notepad. To launch Calculator, which is the most useful app in a computer, I press Windows and C, which opens up the calculator. And to open Microsoft Paint, I press Windows and P in a similar fashion. And to open a snipping tool which can cut a part of the screen, I press Windows and S, Windows key and S key, which opens up the snipping tool, which is used to cut a part of a screen. It is quite useful. And I can also launch folders instead of apps using AutoHotKey hotkeys or keyboard shortcuts. So if I press Control and numpad 3, it opens up my downloads folder. I can press Control and 4, which opens up my YouTube video folder. So it's quite easy to open your favorite folders using these hotkeys or keyboard shortcuts using AutoHotKey. You don't have to put a shortcut link on your desktop, which messes up things. So again, the other feature that I use a lot is launching my favorite websites. For that, I have assigned a hotkey or keyboard shortcut of caps lock and home, which opens up 3 of my favorite websites, Gmail, Calendar and WhatsApp. So caps lock home is used to open these websites in a single key press, which is quite useful. Another hotkey trick that I use is to do a Google search with a special hotkey that I've already created. Let me show you an example. If I open up Google Chrome and I go to one of my favorite websites called dailystoic.com, and if I find a word, for example philosophy here, which I want to search in Google, I've already assigned a key called Windows and G for the Google search. Windows G will do a Google search with the selected text here. So that is a useful way to do a Google search, not only from a website, from anywhere, from any notepad or Microsoft Word or any other window, and where you can select text, you can do a Google search with this hotkey, which I'll show you in the later part of the video. And another useful way of using AutoHotKey is to automate things. For example, in Excel, let me take up Excel. In Excel there's a feature called text to columns, in which you can split text to different columns using a space or comma or semicolon, whatever delimiter between the data. So for example, I have a names.txt file which contains a few names including myself, and the first and last name separated by a space. So I can split these names into first and last name columns using Microsoft Excel. Let me copy this text and paste it inside Excel. And Microsoft Excel already has a feature called text to columns, which can be accessed from the data menu. From there, text to columns, it opens up a wizard the first option is delimited by characters, which is what we want because it is delimited by a space. We click on the next button. Space is the delimiting character, so I click space, which shows the columns are separated by this space character. I click the next button, and the last part of the wizard will assign a format to it. Let's go with the default, which is general. Click on the finish, and you can see that the text has been separated into separate columns by the delimiting space character, which is quite useful. I have created a AutoHotKey macro, which will do the same number of steps for you without you having to click through the wizard, because AutoHotKey has that feature. I think I'll show you in the last part of the video how I did it. Let me demonstrate it. I'm using caps lock T to separate this data into separate columns, which actually goes through the wizard for you. You don't have to click through the wizard. AutoHotKey presses all those buttons for you. So I'm pressing caps lock and T, which will go through the wizard and finish it, and you'll get the separate columns right away with a single key press, caps lock and T. So I think this is a very important feature and the most important way of utilizing this hotkey feature in AutoHotKey. So that's a useful way. You can also copy and paste using a single key in AutoHotKey. For example, if I want to copy Godwin to another cell, I press Ctrl C, and I go to another cell and I press Ctrl V. Okay. In AutoHotKey, I don't have to press the Ctrl plus C key combination. I can assign the Ctrl plus C combination to a single key, which is the left Control key at the left bottom of your keyboard, which is so if I have already assigned the Ctrl C key combination to the left Control key. So if I copy Maria by clicking the left Control key, I have only pressed the left Control key, but AutoHotKey takes it as Control plus C. And for pasting, I have assigned the right Control key with Control V key press. So I'm simply pressing the right Control key only, but AutoHotKey assigns Control V to it, and thus I am able to copy and paste text with a single key press, like a left Control key press or a right Control key press. I hope you understand what I'm saying. Anyway, I'm going to demonstrate how I did it in the later part of the video. So I'll close this Excel file and this text file. As you might remember from my previous hot string video about AutoHotKey, that you have to create a AutoHotKey script file and assign the commands there for this magic to work. So we'll right click on the desktop and click new AutoHotKey script. We'll name this AutoHotKey script as hotkeys.ahk. Right click it, click on edit script. It opens up within site for AutoHotKey editor. I think we'll delete whatever default text is there, and we'll put the first command as single instance space force, so that whenever we run the AutoHotKey script, it doesn't create a new one. It runs with a single instance. Let's save it. So we'll right away create the first hotkey, which will open our favorite notepad. The syntax for creating a hotkey in AutoHotKey is like this: the hash symbol, which denotes the Windows key, and N colon. So this is the syntax for creating AutoHotKey hotkeys. Enter. This time we're not going to type everything line by line. we are going to type line by line, but we are going to put it inside a curly brackets. And press a tab button to indent it so everything looks nice and clean. And we'll type our first command. It is the run command. A run command, after that a space, and you type out the target or the application that is to be opened, which is notepad.exe, and we have to type in the return command. Save, and here you have the run script button. You can press it. The script is running. Here in the toolbar you can see that. I'll minimize it. When you press the Windows and N, it opens the notepad. So our Windows key and N key combination is working. In a similar way, let me close and open it once again. You can create the other hotkeys. Hash for Windows key, C for the Windows key, C and full double colon. This time you can see you'll be running the calc.exe application, which is the calculator. Return. In a similar way, hash P will open up your Microsoft Paint. The exe name is mspaint.exe, and for the snipping tool, hash and S is what we have assigned here. Run snipping tool.exe, return. Don't forget to put the return command, otherwise AutoHotKey will execute all the commands that come after it. So please don't forget to put the return command. Let's save this and let's run it from outside. Click on the icon and press enter. Is it running? Yes, it's running. So we'll try to press all those hotkeys that we have created here. Windows C is going to open calculator. Windows P is going to open the Microsoft Paint. Windows S is going to open the snipping tool. So it's quite easy to create these keyboard shortcuts in AutoHotKey. You only have to remember that hash stands for window key. There are a few other characters that denote different special hotkeys. Let me type it out for you. Hash for Windows key, exclamation for Alt key, caret key, caret for Control key, plus for Shift key, and is used to combine multiple keys. So if I had put exclamation instead of hash in these examples, the Alt plus N combination would have opened these apps, the Notepad app. If I had put caret symbol, it would have been triggered by the Control plus the character key character. So in a similar way, if I had put plus instead of the hash symbol, Shift plus N should have opened Notepad, or Shift plus C should have opened calc.exe if I had put plus there instead of the hash symbol. So it's quite easy. You'll have to remember all these special characters which denotes the special keys on your keyboard. The last character I'll show you a little bit later. So I think we've gone through the application launch hotkeys. I think it's time for assigning a hotkey to open folders. This time let's use the caret symbol for the control key and the hotkey. I'm going to use a number like 3 for opening the folder. So this denotes control plus number 3 on your keyboard. So again, we are going to use the run command. The run command is used to launch folders also. So to get the path to the folder, I think we'll go inside to the download folder, right click on any of this file, click on properties, and copy the full path to that folder, and paste it here. Put the run command, save it, and reload it from the taskbar. Reload. And this time, if you press Control and number, let's open the audiobooks folder. I have a lot of audiobooks, so copy. You can copy the address from the address bar and paste it here. Return. Save. You can either press it's better to click on the reload key, right click the taskbar icon, reload the script so that your new hotkeys are updated. Now if I press the number control and numpad 4, it will open the audiobooks folder. So that's quite easy. You can assign multiple hotkeys to the same folder by putting the hotkey right below it. Control numpad 5 : will launch the same folder with a different hotkey. For example, numpad 5. Control numpad 5. So you can assign multiple hotkeys to the same folder by this method, by putting the hotkeys one by one below it. So that's one way to assign multiple hotkeys to the same macro. The next thing we are going to do is to launch websites using the same hotkey format. So we're going to assign caps lock and home to launch our favorite websites. Here also we can use our Swiss Army knife run command to launch the websites. You have to type in the URL of the website that's to be launched. So I'm going to launch Gmail, Google Calendar, and WhatsApp Web here. I think I'll https://mail.google.com run https://calendar.google.com run https://web.whatsapp.com. And lastly, the return command. Save. Reload the script. and I'm going to press caps lock and home, which will open up all these websites really fast. So this is a wonderful way to open your favorite websites when you're starting your day. A single hotkey is enough to open all your favorite websites. So I'm closing it. Since we have come to the part where we can launch websites using hotkeys, there's another way. There's a useful feature that you can implement in AutoHotKey, by which you can do a Google search of a selected text that is in any application in your computer. For that, let's create a hotkey starting with the Windows for G. Hash and G denotes Windows key and G key combination, and I'll be using the send command here. Send command sends keys to your computer. So here I'm going to send the control and C. Caret and C denotes control plus C, which is simply copies whatever is on your screen, whatever is selected on your screen. And here we're going to use the run command to open Google, but here we're going to do a simple trick here. google.co.in/search Q for query, and we'll be putting the clipboard variable, global variable here. The clipboard global variable stores whatever you have copied using the control C copy command, which we have done in the previous command. So this variable stores whatever you have copied, and it will put inside the Google search URL, so it searches for you. And after the clipboard variable, which is enclosed by the percentage symbols, we'll put a comma, another comma, and max parameter denotes that this run command will open up the this website to this maximum size. And after that, we'll put the return command, save it, reload the script. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the WhatsApp word here. WhatsApp is text is selected, and I'm going to press Windows and G, which will do a Google search of the selected text WhatsApp. This is quite useful. You can do any Google search of the selected text in your favorite apps using this hotkey trick. So I think we have come to the most important part of the video. I think I've showed you how to use AutoHotKey to automate in Excel. So we'll open up Microsoft Excel and open the names.txt file, copy the names here. We're going to create a hotkey macro, which is going to automate all those steps that you did in the text to columns wizard. But to do that, AutoHotKey relies on key presses a lot. We did that using the send command here, which can send keys to the focusing window. So what we are going to do here is, in Excel we are going to find out all the keys that can be used to press through the wizard and finish it and get our desired outcome. So as in any other Windows app, the Alt key, when it's pressed, will give you the keyboard shortcut for the menus here. So the first keyboard shortcut for data is A. So I'm going to press A. Then for the sub menu, it shows all the keyboard shortcuts. For text to columns, it is E, and I'm going to press E. I'm sorry, I didn't select the data. Let's do it once again. I have selected the data. Alt A and text to columns E, which brings up our wizard. As I have told you, the delimited option is what we need because it is separated by a space, and we are going to press the next button, but instead of using the mouse, I am going to use the enter key because the next button is already selected, is already in focus. So enter. In the next step of the wizard, we have to select space. So since the space option has an underline for the S character, which means that if I press Alt and S, this space option will be selected because it is having an underline for the S character. So I'm pressing Alt and S, which has selected this space option. And again, you can see that the next button has the focus, so simply pressing the enter key will move the wizard to the last step. Here also we need not do any changes to the options. The general option is enough for the format. And again, you can see that the finish button has the focus. Pressing the enter once again will give a separate, will do the trick by separating the data into separate columns. So you can see that by going through a few key presses, you can step through the wizard easily. So remembering all these key presses, you can implement or mimic all these key presses using the send command in AutoHotKey. So let's do that. I'm going to close Excel and open it once again. Paste the data. Come back into AutoHotKey. Let's assign caps lock and T. I forgot to tell you, the AND symbol is used to combine multiple keys if you're not using a specially assigned character for a special key, because a specially assigned character, if used, need not be does not need any special AND character to combine multiple keys. But if you're using a full name of a key, you have to use the AND character to combine multiple keys. So we'll put full colon, curly brackets. In our Excel example, I accessed all the menu using the Alt key and then A and then E to access the wizard. So I'm going to mimic the same in AutoHotKey. I'm going to use the send command, and the keys I'm going to send to the window is Alt, exclamation for Alt, which I've showed you, exclamation for Alt, A, E. This will bring up the wizard, and in the wizard, since the delimited option is what we need, and since we have the focus in the next button already, as I've told you before, we can press the enter key. To mimic the same in AutoHotKey, I'll again go to my script, put the send command and put the enter key inside curly brackets. If I don't put enter inside curly brackets, the send command will simply type out ENTER. If I put, when the send command comes across curly brackets, it knows that whatever that is inside the curly brackets is a key press. So here the enter key should be put inside the curly brackets. And that is the syntax for the send command. So this enter press will move you to the next step of the wizard. Here, before moving to the next step 2 of the wizard, I think we should give a pause or delay so that the wizard can take the time to move to the second step. So we'll use another command called sleep. A sleep command takes milliseconds of delay, so I'll give 500 milliseconds of delay so that it can go to the next step of the wizard. 1000 milliseconds is 1 second. Remember that. So I'm going to put 500 milliseconds so it can go to the next step. Again, coming back to Excel, you can see that you have to select the space option using the Alt S key press. So I'm going to mimic that in my hotkey script. Again, I'm going to use the send command, exclamation for Alt and S. This will, Alt S will select that option, and the next thing is to press enter key, since the next button already has the focus. And here I'm not going to put the enter key in another send command and put it close to it, curly brackets, enter. So we did that in this step 2, and again it's good to put a delay so that the wizard can take time to move to the next step 3. So we're going to enter and it moves to step 3. In step 3, we are happy with whatever options that are generally selected. So since the focus is on the finish button, again we can use the send command to press enter, and we're finished. The data is separated into separate columns using this wizard. So I'm going to close Excel, put a return command after it, save, right click, reload the script, open Excel once again, paste the data, and I'm going to press caps lock T and hope it works. Yes, it worked. It worked flawlessly. So this is the beauty and magic of AutoHotKey, because you are able to automate the tasks that you normally do by clicking or pressing your keyboard and mouse. So it's really useful. Coming back to the script, you can see that this is like a food recipe. You need to know what commands, what key presses are to be pressed, how much delay has to be given so that the screen can move to the next screen, and thus you can automate a lot of the tasks in your computer using AutoHotKey. So we're coming back to the Excel example. In the first part of the video, I showed you how I'm able to copy data using a single key instead of a key combination. I'm going to implement that here. We'll go to the script file. So what we're going to do is that we're going to assign the Control C key combination to the left control key on your keyboard. The left control key is found in AutoHotKey by LCTRL. Yes, LCTRL is the keyword for left control key in AutoHotKey. The left control key on the bottom left part of your keyboard. This we are going to assign to, or we are going to mimic the Control plus C copy command. In a similar way, the right CTRL, right control key, will do the work of the paste command, that is Control and V. So what we are doing here is that we are assigning a key to another key combination so that we don't have to press a key combination to achieve it. So I've saved it and I'm going to reload it. Coming back to Excel, I'm simply going to press the left control key, which, as you can see, the left control key sends the Control and C keys to the focusing window, which copies the data, and I'm going to press the right control key, which pastes the data. Actually, The right control key mimics the control V command and it pastes the data. So it is a simple hotkey trick that you can use to limit the number of key presses to achieve a certain hotkey press. So I think I have come to the end of this video. As you can see, it's quite easy to achieve a lot of things, a lot of launch applications, launch folders, launch websites, do a Google search, automate certain tasks in Excel or in any application using AutoHotKey. It's quite easy. So I think automating tasks in AutoHotKey is the most advanced feature in AutoHotKey. If you use it a lot, you will become a power user for sure. So if you like what I have taught you in this video, please click on the like button, subscribe to my channel for further videos, and share it with your friends and colleagues. So thank you. Be productive. Bye.